Hey, my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. Without my jacket, I'm a little chilly. But at any rate, we are getting ready to do Taurus Weekly Update. We are rolling tomorrow, November 23rd, through the following Tuesday, December 1st. Yes, sir. We are at the end of the month. Put monthlies up here. Debating on the reading that I do after this, if it's going to be Taurus monthly or Taurus and somebody kissing in a tree. I haven't decided yet. Taurus, now it's time to reap the rewards. That blessings and good news shit, that part. Now it's time to reap your rewards. I'm going to pull it anyway. 7 of Cups. You got options. You got options. You got options. This particular deck speaks to wishful thinking or fantasy or self-deception. No, this is about options. I think most of you are coming out of whatever little illusory moment you were having, illusional, delusional, however you want to put it. Most of you are coming out of that energy. Yes, that's the Tower card you see on the table. Yes, 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 and yes, yes, yes. Yep. So your overall energy, the 4 of Swords is pulling the 8 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords is pulling the 6 of Swords. So y'all are definitely thinking if you ain't doing nothing else. And the 7 of Cups is pulling the 3 of Cups. So your object here in the next week or so, those of you that are coming out of some trippy, painful little situations, your object here is to heal. Take a minute, slow down. Make sure you're looking at things. Make sure you're looking at your options without rose-colored glasses on. Be that job or romance, however that's resonating with you. There is triumph through healing, though. That's what overall is talking about on top. So you're in your brain, y'all are in your cups, and that's okay. Now it's time to start letting rubber meet the road. Your 10 of Swords is pulling the back end of the King of Cups. The Tower is pulling the Knight of Cups. 3 of Pentacles is pulling the Judgment card. Ace of Swords is pulling the 8 of Wands. Temperance, pulling the 7 of Wands. 2 of Swords, pulling the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Cups is pulling the 2 of Cups. 6 of Swords is pulling the Devil. And yeah. Okay, and the 8 of Wands is pulling the Hopes, Wishes, and Dreams card. So this is not a bad reading, and probably what is most notable to me, more so than any readings I've been doing. You only have 3 cards that are facing away from certain situations. So looking at your overall energy towards, we about going in for the next 8 or 9 days. The 8 of Swords on top of the 4 of Swords. Y'all are contemplating different things, a lot of painful things that you've been through, and you may be being a bit self-critical. All these swords, y'all are up in your heads, think about all kind of shit. And I believe the reason that you're up in your heads about certain things is because you do have options. And you're looking at things across the board, whether it is something material or whether it is something romantic. Either way, you're looking at all the options that you have, and that's what's triggering all this thinking. So you're contemplating your next move, if I'm going to put it correctly, about what's next. New cycle for most of you. This is the beginning of a new chapter, a new cycle. And so now you've seen doors close. Some of you have probably seen doors close that you didn't think would close. And so that can make us as little earth creatures a little unsteady, because we have things, unexpected things. We don't like change anyway, and if we're going to do it, we need 10 years notice. So unexpected change don't feel good to us. On the back end of your overall energy with the Six of Swords and the Nine of Swords, there's good news. There's blessings. What the hell did I put this? All this is, you're past all of this, and I think most of you feel this in your overall energy. And this is the part that's in your gut, and you are trying to move out of the choppy into the calmer because you've been here. You're trying to put some distance between what's gone on and what you need to go on in the future. But all of that is heavy duty thought and self-analyzation and processing. Please, dear bullies, get out your head. Get out your head. Do not drive yourself insane on some dumb shit. If shit don't feel right, it's not right. You are not going to think it right. Come on now. So if something is feeling off to you, pay attention to that. Don't think you're going to just think it out and, figure out what you're doing wrong. No, not that at all. We ain't doing that. Something don't feel right, walk away. Looking at the King of Cups on top of the Ten of Swords, there's change. This is personal change for some of you, however that's resonating. And some of you may be coming out of situations with water signs. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, where there was some kind of third-party infidelity, this may revisit you in the next day or two. There will be some resolution for some of you. Some of you, if this was you, you're dealing with infidelity and some other shit. And if it's not a water sign, they have a lot of water in their natal chart. They're going to come back around. I have a feeling Taurus shut the whole little program down. It's like, fuck you, I'm out. And if you look at the bucking horse, that's what he's looking like right now. Yeah, nobody trying to put you in no doggone pen. No, sir. Be grateful. And just know, for those of you that are going or may be thinking about going back into this relationship, if there was some third party. And again, the energy recently when it comes to the third party shit hasn't always been sexual. I know I said this in another reading earlier today. It's not always sexual. Sometimes it's about that third party having influence. It could be baby mamas, it could be in-laws, mama-in-law, daddy-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, auntie, uncle, cousins, with somebody that has some kind of influence over either your situation, not you, but your situation or someone else involved in your situation. So if you're married, this might be your husband or wife's mom, and she just nosy as hell and just want to put all her shit in your business, and it's causing problems or has caused problems recently. Just know the worst part of this is over. And again, whoever this is, they're going to come back around. It might not be tomorrow, but sometime this week, they're going to circle back around with their tail between their legs, looking all sad and shit, because they fucked up. And depending on where you are at that moment will be determined what the outcome is. Some of you are going to be like, hell no, thank you, but I'm good. Some of y'all are going to sit down and light up a cigarette and have a conversation. So however that's resonating with you. Next to that, the Knight of Cups with the Tower. Some of you might already be here. This is not a bad tower. Let me put this first. This is not a bad tower. This is a complete shake-up. And for a lot of you, this may be, it could be Scorpio, it could be a fire sign, it could be a bazillion different situations, but it's going to be the destruction of that relationship in its current form. Let's talk about dedication. Talk about dedication. But the dedication, the loyalty, all the things that we like as Tauruses, it could not come without this. So, yeah. It's about dedication. Dedication, either side of that. Being dedicated or dedicating yourself to a person, place, or thing. However that's resonating. But that, whatever happens to upset the apple cart, and let me say this because it's there. Some of you may not know about this. You will definitely, it's like, you know there's a fire, but you know, you ain't got nothing to do with you, it's just fire. Then you come to find out it's fire at the house across the street. So it will impact you, but this is one of those towers. It's not necessarily about you, but you're going to benefit from this tower. So just know that part. And it's about dedication and some old dedication. Some of you may have some healing to do. Maybe this is a situation that the other person was cheating or being indecisive, and now they want to roll back. Because, you know, the tower done fell out and they trying to figure out where you are, how come you're not there, supporting them. That part right there. Be mindful if this is a situation that you think you can commit to. Think about it. Think about it. The tower in and of itself is major energy. So whatever happens in that time frame is going to carry you a ways. Next to that, the Judgment card on top of the Three of Pentacles. Now we're dealing with long-term rewards. Some of you, just as it says, may be finding what was lost. It may be passion. It might be a set of glasses, car keys. It might be an old lover. It might be a phone number to somebody you're trying to get. However that's resonating. Finding what was lost. And then knowing there's not going to be any jealousy or power struggles, but this is really about your long-term rewards. And again, coming out of this tower energy, the Judgment card is major. This judgment may have something to do with that shakeup. So just be mindful of that. And that's kind of how the energy is going this week. There's a flow to this. There's some big-ass bumps, but there's a flow to it. There's a definite flow to it. We're looking at the Eight of Wands on top of the Eight of Swords. The important decisions are coming. We can have this conversation all day. You going back? Or if they circle back, or you going back? And right now, I have to say this part too is there. Don't get to the Seven of Cups. Self-deception. If you digging somebody, I'm gonna put it there. If you digging somebody, you like them, but you know, shit just didn't get off to a good start. Be honest. Be honest about that. Don't deceive yourself and say, oh, well, if you like somebody, if you like the job, if you were hurt because you didn't get the job, don't deceive yourself on some bullshit. Put that truth out there and look at it from every angle so that you're comfortable with it and so that it can't be something that you hold against yourself in the future. Oh, I should have did this and I didn't do that. Process this energy. Process it. Know that your hopes, there are going to be some things going to be some flashes of light, let me say that, to shed light on your direction and where you're going. But you're at the beginning of something, obviously. Do your best to keep your emotions in check and know that it's decision-making time. When we get to the Seven of Wands on top of the Temperance, you're going to regain your balance. But whatever you're planning on doing is not what everybody else is expecting you to do. You are going to step out of, I'm sure this resonates on a whole lot of levels for a whole lot of people, however it does. You're going to step out of your usual and you're going to come with something totally unexpected. whatever your decision-making process yields. Right there. Trying to find that balance, make those changes, keep that balance, and then be bold about what you're doing. With the Knight of Pentacles on top of the Two of Swords, be calm this week. Don't let people get up. Don't let people fuck with your security. And people think security, I'm talking about Social Security and your money in the bank. You have emotional security too. I know this is a pentacle and some other shit, but it is what it is. Don't let nobody upset your emotional security. At the same time, keep calm, because you have a lot of shit going on, and you will have it's almost like you will be a bull in a bullpen and there's a tornado everywhere but where you are. So you can see what's going on and all the chaos around you. That's not going to be a good excuse though to waste time. So if there's a decision that needs to be made, don't stall on this. I'll do it next week, or I'll think about it, or I'll process it. I don't know what. Get it together. Get it together. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, this is the time to strike while the fire is hot. If you wait to the end of next month, the beginning, and because you're making this decision, doesn't necessarily mean, because the Knight of Pentacles, that sucker's loaded down with money. He ain't going nowhere too fast. But the decision-making process, you can make a decision right now that you are going to the zoo next year. And you ain't done nothing yet, but you put that line in the sand. And when your soul and your conscience knows that this is what you're doing, then it'll get busy bringing stuff too. I'm just saying, we get to next Sunday. Yep, it's next Sunday. Two of Cups on top of the Knight of Cups. There are going to be some transitional romantic type shits going on. So I have to say this because I think this is a large chunk of y'all. Some of y'all may be thinking you're going to be doing X, Y, and Z with X, Y, and Z. And after this little tower moment shakes out some dirt, you might not. You might be doing what you think you're going to be doing with somebody you don't even know yet. That part. That part. The Two of Cups up here, the energy is that of kind of looking at each other like, you look familiar to me. You feel like I've known you before. That part. There's your transitional romantic. So it may not be, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the earlier part of the week. Probably going to be closer to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you are not hooked up already, I can't even say it doesn't matter. Whatever your current relationship status is, you got new coming in. I'm sorry. That goes back to the Seven of Cups up there with options. So it ain't over yet. With the Six of Swords and the Devil, it's about the moving and the fresh start and releasing your desires, the ones that have been denied, things that you haven't been able to do, maybe because of money, maybe because of the relationship that you're in, maybe because of work, whatever. Game over on that. It's time to make a fresh start. All systems are go. So those of you maybe that were feeling stuck, like what, nothing going on in the front or the back, door is open. Now, it's the Devil card, so let's be clear. Devil's in the details. Whatever you are signing your name to right now, hello, talking to you. You're going to have to do all of it. So if you're signing a contract for a car, if you're getting ready to go to the Justice of the Peace and sign that piece of paper that says I did, I'm just saying, the energy right now, this is good for long-term things, but know what you're getting into long-term because the devil is always in the details. That part. At the end of this, the Star card and the Eight of Wands, most of you are going to get what you want. The many choices there. People that have been wasting your time, you're going to know it, and they will fall to the wayside because you won't have your attention on them. And it is truly about your hopes, wishes, and dreams coming true. And this is the kudos for all the inner work that you've done. All the battling of fears and demons and all that other shit. This week is reward time. So be ready. The tower that's coming is going to benefit you, like I said. Decisions that you need to make, follow your intuition to your best, bullies. That little small voice in the back of your head, that baby kick in your gut, that part right there. Listen to that. It's not going to steer you any way kind of wrong. Just know that part. Get some sun. You can't see that yellow. But go outside, please, for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter. Don't have to be all damn day. You got to stand out there and talk to the neighbors all morning. Just go get some sun. Oh, let's see what popped out on its own. There are no excuses. What I said about making decisions this week. Let's roll with this. Time is over. Those of you bringing me back up here to the Ten of Swords and the King of Cups, old relationship, somebody may have been tipping out on you, and this is fairly recent energy. It's not over. If you thought it was, it ain't. They coming back, whoever it is. Is it worth it? And then we'll just attach that to that. If whatever's going on, that's what you got on the bottom. Show some gratitude. Whatever it is, the I can do better card is right there. You can do better is right underneath. To show some gratitude. So if this is one of those situations where you may have cut somebody off and it didn't really matter anyway, and the dating scheme of things, you really digging on somebody else, don't let this person come back and interfere with what you're currently doing. That's what I'll say. Now, if there's feels there and you feel like it's worth it, by all means, do you. But kind of keep those questions in your head this week as you go through. You know, what are my motivations? Why am I doing this? Is this a good thing for me to do, or should I be doing something else? But it is definitely decision-making time. No more rest periods, no more breaks. It's time. Taurus, I love you. I hope y'all have a good week, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.